Hi, my name is Susan Howery. I'm a charge nurse LPN at Westmoreland Care and Rehabilitation Center run by Signature Healthcare in Westmoreland, Tennessee. I've been with Signature Healthcare within the last I've just started my third year in February of this year. I've actually been with the facility on and off for about 12 years. On February 5th of 2008, an area in Macon County, Tennessee, Lafayette, which is where we live, was hit by an EF4 tornado about 10:20 on that evening. I was at my daughter's house babysitting my grandchildren. My husband and my son and his girlfriend were home. The tornado was a long path of destruction that did damage a lot of homes. I know it took, I think, 15 lives total in that area. And our home was pretty much a direct hit. It just completely obliterated our home from the face of the earth. My husband was actually trapped in the debris of our home and our neighbor's home who had actually come down on top of ours. But by the grace of God, they survived and made it out of that alive. And then they actually came where I was about 6 miles away at about 11 o'clock at night, which I didn't expect them to be there. And initially when they came through the door, I asked them, I said, "What are you doing here?" And my husband threw his shoes down and he said, "That's all we have left." I said, "What are you talking about?" He said, "We've been hit by a tornado." And I was just in shock. I don't know how I reacted, but then he came walking toward me and I could see he'd been injured, and then I realized that exactly is what happened, and it looked like a bomb had gone off in our neighborhood.
Of course, the next morning we all come into the facility and we knew that a lot of our families and friends were affected by the tornado, so the facility come together as a whole to start taking up donations, clothes, money, food, whatever they needed.
There was a box taller than I could reach into in the administrator's office, who was Randy Ashby at that time, full of laundry soap and window cleaner, paper towels, toilet paper, baby diapers, baby wipes, hand sanitizer. I mean, you name it, it was in there. And they just said, "You get what you need."
That's just what we do here. We do that for anything, whether it's a tornado, whether it's a fire, whether somebody needs their light bill paid or whatever. That's just the way we are.
So when I came back to work, they had said on, and I can't remember what day it was, but Chris Cox, who is our regional administrator, he was here one day and they just said, "We're going to meet in the dining room at X whatever time it was, and Chris wants to speak to everybody." When we arrived in the dining room area, which is where we hold a lot of our meetings, Chris Cox announced that Signature Corporate had held a benefit luncheon because of our area being hit with the tornado and so many of our associates had been affected. I felt pretty overwhelmed and I was overcome and pretty speechless, but very, very, very grateful.
It touches my heart deeply that we work for a company that is concerned for their stakeholders like that. I've worked other areas that would maybe say they're sorry or send a card, but they wouldn't have compassion that I feel like that our company has. And it just adds to that sense of family and well-being and that there's a concern there.
What ran through my mind was that if the corporate people of Signature, if I ran into them on the street or in the grocery store, they probably wouldn't know who I was. So they got together and gave out of the goodness of their hearts to someone they didn't even know. It felt like, you know, "You're here, you work for us, we want to help you," and that felt really good.
The real cool thing about the Compassion Fund is that not only can it assist all of our stakeholders, but it can also assist in all the communities that we serve. And being an administrator of a facility and being out there in the community and building on those relationships, it really should make every employee very proud of just the company they work for and knowing that they have vested interest not in only just the internal but also the external.
People believe in the good Lord above or whatever they believe in angels, but there are angels on earth too.
Just take one, for example, $1 out of your paycheck each pay period. You'd come out to only providing $26 for the entire year. With 10,000 employees, you're looking at $250,000 that can go towards this compassion fund, and the impact that that amount of money would have on communities, on employees, on families, loved ones, would be a great, great blessing.